Hey everybody, this is Ms. Ladd, and I am here to show you a quick demo of what I want from you for the quote assignment. So I'm just going to go ahead and say new file, and up here you can see some different tabs that have some pre-formatted things. What I want to do is I actually want to use this 8.5 by 11, and so if I go to print, for example, here's an 8.5 by 11. As you can see, it says 300 ppi, that's pixels per inch, or dpi, dots per inch. I'm going to go ahead and click on that. And instead of 300, I'm going to make it 150. That'll make the file a little bit smaller and kind of easier to work with. In this case, I'm just going to do 150 for our purposes, just to kind of get you used to doing stuff in a higher resolution, but not necessarily full resolution. Next thing I'm going to do is name my file. And this way I make sure that I name it properly. So my first name, underscore, my last initial, underscore, then the name of the project, and it's going to be quote. All right, that's the name of my file. I'm going to go ahead and hit create. I've got this big, beautiful 8.5 by 11 page. And what I want you to do is to find a quote that you like. I'm going to use a quote from Oprah Winfrey. So I'm using the text tool so you can see horizontal, vertical, and that'll mostly, this is what you'll use. Vertical allows you to do vertical type, which is cool, but you're not always going to use it. Up here is the contextual menu. So see how it says Myriad Pro? That's the name of the font. That's the default font for Adobe Photoshop. Regular, you can choose all these different kinds. Right now, I'll just set it to regular. 24 point is the size of the font. And because I am doing print stuff, I want this to be bigger. So let's start at about 60. And here's my alignment, right? Left, center, right. This also kind of like, since letters have rounded areas, this is kind of an anti-aliasing. I'll stick with sharp for now. White is the color of my font. I want to change that so I can see it against the white background. So I can just click on that. And there we go. I just made it black. Say OK. I'm going to hit the letter D to return the color picker to its default. I clicked here, and it starts out with this lorem ipsum stuff. I want it to say, turn your wounds into wisdom. Okay, that's it. Turn your wounds into wisdom. I'm going to create another text box and have it be kind of the attribution. I'll just put a little tilde in front and Oprah Winfrey. All right, so now I have two different text items. I'm going to click the Move tool. That's this up here, or the shortcut for that is the letter V. All right, and because I'm on this layer right now, you can see I've selected this layer. That's why I have this contextual menu. There's also some additional menus that you can use that are off to the side here. So like this is paragraph, type options you just saw. This lets you know all the different things that you can do. And sometimes there'll be a menu over here as well that'll be like your character menu. Let's go ahead and click on the background. You should see that text, that contextual menu go away. So here's the Move tool, contextual menu. Look at this. We've got some alignment features up here. We've got other things like that. I want to find a picture to kind of go with this. So let me go to like Pixabay. And since it's like turn your wounds into wisdom, I'm thinking kind of a metamorphosis sort of theme, and butterflies are pretty typical for that. So here we go. I'm going to search for butterfly. And I'm going to try to find something that will work with this image. Maybe this one. Maybe this one. I like this one. Let's do that. So I'm going to just click on this image, and I'm going to go to the download button. And I'm actually going to pick one of these larger images. See how this is like 1.8 megabytes? That's a fairly large image because I want to be able to bring it into my print size. So I'll go ahead and hit download. Yes, thank you, Kuke. All right, so you can see here's my butterfly. It's going to be on the desktop. I'm going to go ahead and save it there so that I can just bring it into my image or my project. That I have that, I'm going to go File, and I'm going to look for the word place. I think it's, yes, place embedded. I'm going to click on this. Place embedded basically says, hey, don't remember where the original file is. You don't have to because it's going to go straight into here. Place linked would link you to that previous file. So if that file gets moved, that can be a problem. So I'm going to do place embedded, and it should open a dialog box soon. There we are. I'll go get my butterfly. Place. Now it's just automatically gonna fit into the space that you provided. So you can see it goes to the width of this, but not the height. So what I want to do is to make this fit into this space. I can either like use generative AI to fill up this space up here, or I can just make it larger. So I'm going to hit the shift button and go to the corner there and just make it bigger. And since the image itself is a very large image, that's why it's kind of taking a while. Because if you remember, the original image that we downloaded is 4,000 pixels wide. There we go. All right, so now that I have this picture here, I haven't really lost any quality. That's good. I want to then kind of go around and manipulate the font. Come here, you. I want you out of my way. So what's cool about this little contextual menu is it lets me pick fonts. So like if I select over here, see this Academy engraved, that's pretty. It lets me kind of scroll through the fonts and see which ones I like. Allura, that's kind of neat. I like that too. I'll pick this one. Now you can see it's still pretty small on this page, right? It's not going to stand out at all. So I'm going to want to make this font bigger. I can just hit the shift button and scale it up. Right, I'm probably just going to make it really big. And now I'm going to have to kind of get in here and decide, how I want to phrase this thing. So I'm just going to do that. Click over here. Now see how that's like that left aligned text? Maybe I want to turn it around and make it a right aligned text. So I can just do that. Should be able to just click on this guy so it kind of selects the whole thing. And I want everything to be right aligned. Well, it moves it over there, but that's okay. I can go back to the move tool. If I hit shift, I can move these things over by 10 pixels each click. Like so. So I like this, but I don't want it to be so high on the page. So maybe I can just go ahead and take these guys and move them down. I'm going to use the shift and the move tool. So this way I can select all the layers and move them all down all at once. And that means I'm going to probably have to make this a little bit bigger. Background here. In fact, I kind of like the idea. We're in here. Okay. So yeah, this is me kind of looking at it with my eyes, deciding, how I want this. That might be too big. So maybe I can just do that. Move that over here. I still like it a little bit down, I think. So I can use the move tool and just move it and use the transform properties to do that. I think it's like a little too dominant. So one of the things I can do is I can take the marquee tool. Shortcut for that is the letter M. It's this tool right here. I'm going to use the marquee tool to just copy some pixels from that bottom layer. Command and the letter C will copy. Command and the letter V will paste. I'm going to actually move this behind. So see how I've got this lower layer down there? I'm going to go ahead and bring that up. We can see